Hello my friends and welcome back to a brand new Brotato patch with a brand new enemy. So big news, Brotato has been passed off to a new company who are going to be doing more DLC and more updates for the game. And as a celebration of that, they've added one completely new enemy into the game. So today we're going to be going hunting the Gobbler. That's what the new enemy is called. I'm going to play the Loud. I don't actually know anything about this enemy, where it spawns, what triggers it, what map it shows up, or what wave it shows up. So I'll play the Loud for extra enemy spawns to increase the chances of it showing up. I'm going to go with Thief Dagger, because Loud with Thief Dagger is pretty much the most fun run in the game, I think. So we should be able to just make massive amounts of money, and hopefully we can get the new guy to show up. Hunting the Gobbler, of course, I previously referred to just as my 20s. So we've got the perfect amount of material, very on theme. I'm going to take 5 harvesting here. I could take crit chance as well to maximize our income from thief daggers, but when we're playing the Loud, I do still like to get 1 early harvesting upgrade just to offset the harvesting loss as soon as possible, and then we will swap to pure damage upgrades after that. Here we're going to take another thief dagger and roll by a thief dagger. We obviously want as many of these as possible because it increases our precise weapon tag, which gives us more crit chance, so that the thief dagger gives us more chances to gain extra materials. I'm going to lock the hedgehog here. We will want extra melee damage, and I guess I'll do charcoal as well. And I'll do a reroll here. Missed on the 6th dagger, but that's totally okay. So, as I understand it, this enemy will run around eating all our materials off the ground. Any of the materials that we didn't pick up ourselves. And we're going to have to kill it to get them back, which sounds very rude. This also seems like it will be a brutal enemy for low damage runs. So it may make certain random weapon challenges harder if it shows up and steals all your money. Gentle Alien, awesome. Obviously, when you're playing the Loud, even more enemy spawns is great. And yeah, I'll take a level 2 harvesting upgrade. Here I will take 4 melee damage, because of course, with Thief Daggers, you need to make sure you're still killing stuff. Roll and get a dagger, and roll again. Leveling these is great. They do considerably more damage. Thief Daggers have a higher critical hit chance, and also have a higher chance to give you extra money when you get a critical hit kill. So really nice to find levels on our Thief Daggers early. We're playing the Loud, we'll have a ton of money, so I'm going to reroll a lot to try to level our weapons there. Unfortunately, we did miss a few times in a row, cost me a bunch of money, but that's okay. Look for extra movement speed soon. More move speed will let us move between enemies significantly faster, so we can keep our money, keep our income high. We'll take extra HP there, and then here, this is a guaranteed level 2 upgrade because we're level 5, but I'm just going to take 4 melee damage. When you're using a Thief Dagger build, even though the weapon only scales with 50% of your melee damage, you still want to boost it as much as possible, because one-shotting things with this weapon is so important. I will take the Peaceful Bee, though. We will probably want additional dodge, and we've actually got positive harvesting somehow. Let's roll. I do want move speed, but not at the cost of luck with Terrified Onion. You can afford to be a little more picky when you're playing the Loud, and do more rerolls just because you have so much money to work with. I'll take the Gentle Alien here, and I'm not going to reroll again. I really was hoping to get more weapon levels, though. So we're looking for armor and regeneration, of course. Attack speed we currently have none of, and that would be a big deal as well, given how many enemies there are on the field. Double Lamprey because we're playing the Loud, so we have extra enemy spawns, and that does make Abyssal Terrors a little more dangerous for this character, because the Wave 4 Lamprey can be a run ender. Alright, any chance we can kill this loot alien here? I'm gonna chase it. Nice, I got it. Didn't manage to get the 3rd curse alien, but I'm still pretty happy with where we're at. Take some regen, and we'll take some armor, and then let's take Thief Dagger. Increasing our crit chance, of course, very important when you're playing Thief Daggers, because each time you get a critical hit, that's more money in the bank. We'll take another Dagger level, and yeah, I'm thrilled to just keep buying Gentle Aliens. I'll take a Claw Tree here. I think at this point, though, I am going to pass on the Hedgehog. Our melee damage is high, and I want to boost my regeneration before we get to the Elite. Any Gobblers around? We're going to have to see when they show up. So I'm very excited, of course. The company that is taking over development of Brotato previously worked on post roadmap DLCs for Dead Cells. The idea being that Blobfish, who make Brotato, want to work on their next game and don't want to spend development resources on this game anymore, but still feel like people expanding it could make money and get purchases and everything. So it makes sense to pass off development to another company, and it's really nice to see that kind of everyone gets what they want there. We get more Brotato. The company whose name I'm forgetting, who is now developing Brotato, of course, gets the opportunity to potentially make money selling DLCs, and they've said they aren't going to do microtransactions or anything like that, just paid DLCs for people who want more content. And the Blobfish devs get to work on their next game, which of course I'm also very excited to see. I'm going to pick up, I think, just one armor here. We have negative luck, so I do want to make sure I've got some good defenses. And I'll take 2 lifesteal as well. With this many enemies on the field, lifesteal can be pretty helpful to keep us alive. Tardigrade won't do anything for us, given that we're just going to be taking so many hits if we're taking damage that it just won't be valuable to prevent one of them. I will take a duct tape, but I am going to pass on these other 2 items. Alien Tongue is going to be really nice. Beanie's going to be really nice, and I'll do another reroll here. For 13, I think I'll reroll one more time because we're guaranteed to see at least one weapon in the shop, and I really want more daggers to level those up, so we're going to lock a bunch of items here and go to the next wave. On wave 5, you're guaranteed to see at least one weapon in the shop every time you re-roll, up through wave 5. So, oh, okay, here it is. So, running around. Oh, I just killed it right away. Okay. Well, it didn't really get to show off its unique mechanic of eating all our materials, because it died really fast. But hopefully more of them show up. I do like the way it looks, though, with the diving mask. That's fun. That was a lot of build-up to just pop that enemy in one attack, though. I'll take the HP here, and then we need some attack speed currently. We have no bonus attack speed. We'll take a Gentle Alien Tree, and got all our weapons to level 2, which is great. Peaceful Bee I'm going to buy again just because it's a fairly efficient way to buy dodge. Oh, obviously I should have bought the coupon first. Just a sequencing error there. I will take the Ugly Tooth, even though I do want more movement speed. This can help us because we're a pretty short-ranged melee weapon. Not going to buy Goat Skull because it has minus crit chance on it. We're a pretty short-ranged melee weapon, and so it can sometimes be dangerous for Thief Dagger builds to fight the elite. But with Ugly Tooth, and that will help out. And because we have so much money when we're playing the Loud, we don't have a problem with spending a little money on something that doesn't give us combat stats, but will help later on. I'm going to go ahead and combine these items. We'll take the Bait, Butterfly, and I'll lock an Injection as well. So we do need to be pretty wary at the beginning of this wave, because the bait aliens are affected by enemy spawn quantities, and of course as the Loud you're going to get a lot of them. So I took a bunch of damage there. I actually got a dodge there, because I just ran through the walrus for no reason at all. So I need to be a little careful because we're at the point where our offense is pretty good, but our defensive capabilities are not strong yet, and there's so many enemies on the field that it's hard not to take damage, especially because we've only managed to pick up 15% attack speed. There we go, finally killed that walrus. And attack speed is the most important stat for this build. But we're making a huge amount of money, so we should quickly make up for the difference here. I'll take the level 4 luck upgrade, though. That's really powerful, and when you're playing the Loud, there's so many enemies on the field that you're going to drop a lot of consumables, especially if you have high luck. So having high luck gives you more healing. It also gives you a higher chance to get free items. This is a great shop for us. Jerky is an incredible healing item, which we need. Injection, of course, boosting our percent damage. Claw Tree giving us more crit chance and melee damage. And our max HP was pretty low, so even though I do want to build dodge, I'm going to buy the acid anyways. Here, I'll take the Pearl. It's probably greedy to buy the Pearl in the hopes of getting a crate over the tree and the Claw Tree, because if I had bought both of these, I think we probably get more money on average. But if we do spike the 3% chance and get a Pearl, it's going to feel so good. So we're going to go with that. I do want more pickup range as well. Do I want the Little Frog? I think I'll pass on Little Frog, so we're going to take the Alien Tongue, but not the Little Frog, because that will be enough pickup radius for me with the other Alien Tongue that we have already, and it's much cheaper than the Little Frog and doesn't reduce our dodge, which we are going to want to increase pretty soon. So I'm looking for armor, regeneration, attack speed, crit chance, all the normal stats that you would want, but armor and regeneration are our main priorities right now. Pentacle or Hunting Trophy, of course, would be amazing for a precise build. But we are at the point where our Thief Daggers should just give us an absurd amount of money, because we have the ability to kill everything very quickly. We have pretty high crit chance, so we're usually killing it with critical hits, and we're making quite ridiculous amounts of income every wave. Take the cake here, and then, yeah, more crit chance is perfect. That's going to give us a higher chance of getting money from our Thief Daggers. All right, well, when it's cursed, I'm going to take the Little Frog, obviously. Given that I got that, maybe I don't want the Alien Tongue anymore, because we already have, for pickup range, plus 66. I think it's fine to grab the Alien Tongue, though, and then we won't have to worry about pickup range ever again. Take the coupon here. I will buy the treasure map and tree, and we'll take Pocket Factory just for fun. It's not a significant boost to our clear speed or anything like that, but I really love this item. Both Gummy Berserker and Glasses are worth considering because we're playing Thief Daggers, which are very short-ranged, but I think I still need other stuff more, so something like a little muscly dude is perfect for us. You can see we're now critically hitting on most of our attacks, which is great for this character, of course, because it means we are farming tons of extra Thief Dagger money. We do want to kill the hatchers and the eggs before they turn into slashers, since our income mostly comes just from killing stuff. We don't need to spend a lot of attacks on single high health enemies like this. We would much prefer to be just able to run into these big groups of enemies and kill everything. Because I have a jerky, and we've picked up at least some luck, we can run into those large groups of enemies pretty safely, because we're very likely to drop a healing consumable. And that will give me all the health back that we lose, even if we take a hit running into the enemy groups. So that's why you can see that I'm able to just charge into the middle of big groups of enemies there. All right, we got a pearl. This isn't a free pearl, because that would cost 1 to recycle. But more, this is a free pearl. All right, awesome. Getting more of these means that they're significantly more likely to show up. So getting these in multiples snowballs, and then that's perfect. I will take the missile, even though our attack speed is low, but it's a free item that gives us a lot of stats that we want. Take 6 melee damage there, and 4 regen, so we can start building additional regeneration. Get a treasure map. I'll buy bone dice as well. We're going to reroll a lot on this character because we have so much money, so we'll get a lot of percent damage value out of that. Now, do I want glass cannon? I actually think no, because we only have 3 armor. Our defenses are pretty bad, and our offense is pretty good. So I'm actually going to pass on the glass cannon for this build. Take a tentacle. That's going to be a lot of healing. Leather vest is great. That gives us a lot more defensive capability. Baby elephant will potentially steal kills from our thief daggers, but I'm not that worried about that. We've already got 4 gentle aliens, so just reducing the number of enemies on the field is not something I'm that worried about, or killing some enemies is not something I'm that worried about. We'll get plenty of Thief Dagger money. Cursed Padding, great, that's just 5 extra HP with a minor bonus and extra curse as well, which is nice. Once you've started buying pearls, you should keep buying them, even though this pearl is only 1% damage. Currently, the more pearls you have, the more likely they are to show up for free in boxes, and therefore the more value you get out of them and out of luck. We'll take the leather vest here, I'll do one more reroll, and I'll buy a gentle alien. I guess I'll take the incendiary turret as well. Just ways to thin out the number of enemies before they can hit us is still pretty nice. We do have, with the baby elephant and the pocket factory, a minor theme of random damage around the map. So an incendiary turret will support that. It also only costs 76. And even this late in the run with very low engineering, because there's so many enemies on the field, the incendiary turret's AoE damage is likely to hit a lot of them. So you will be surprised by how much damage this ends up doing. Killing the curse alien there. Because I found those leather vests, we now have much more reasonable armor. So I'm much safer running into these groups of enemies. I also don't know if we're going to ever see the Gobbler when it shows up. I will take the glass cannon now. Our armor's better, and it's cheaper when it shows up in a box. We'll take a dangerous bunny. That's great. I'll take power generator. Currently, it's negative, but we're going to buy movement speed, of course. And then here, I'm going to buy that movement speed so that the power generator gives us some damage and so that we have positive movement speed. We've got 78 HP, so I actually don't need the heart upgrade here. Let's just reroll. I feel like we can do better. Reroll again. I'm really looking for luck, crit chance, or attack speed. But I'll take 3 regen as well. Our crit chance also, we still need about 20% more critical hit chance, so looking to get that as soon as we can. We'll take a gentle alien. We're just going to buy this whole shop. We offset the luck penalty here from the black belt, and extra XP gain is very valuable to this character. Really nice to get a baby squid. Regen is the main issue that we have currently, and we will get so many levels on this character. This is going to be worth a lot of extra regeneration. Then let's take 3 dodge here, because I do still want to build up to dodge cap sooner or later. Buy a recycling machine, and we'll take a wings. The range is not irrelevant, and the move speed is great, and we have a power generator, so the move speed also gives us % damage. Even though we want crit chance and melee damage, I'm going to pass on the alloy because we really want to build dodge. On the other hand, a blindfold and a coffee are an incredible find here. I can buy both of them, so I will. And we'll lock the rest of this shop. Okay, we did get the hardest elite for us. This one charges past melee characters, so is pretty difficult for melee characters to fight typically. Fortunately, we're at a point where our character is very, very strong, and we've bought the Ugly Tooth for precisely this reason, so it's going to help us stay alive against this elite. Pick up some consumable drops there in order to trigger the jerky healing and make sure that we're constantly getting health back. Okay, ran into a couple attacks there, so we'll just back off and heal up for a second. I also have a tentacle, which is healing me pretty consistently as well. It's going to be a slower elite kill than I would have hoped for, but this elite is pretty difficult for this character to fight with our low attack speed and the fact that we're a Thief Dagger build, so it just runs past us a lot. But we were able to kill it. It cost me about like 300 materials that we got that elite, because if we'd gotten another elite we could have killed faster. We could have gotten so many more enemy kills. I'll take the Scared Sausage here. It's obviously not going to do much right now, but if we get items like Ice Cube or Fried Rice or something like that, it could be valuable to have. And Seashell, unfortunately, doesn't work with turrets. It only works with ranged weapons, which we don't have any, so we're going to recycle the Seashell. Kind of a disappointing find there from the boss. Let's reroll here. I'll take 6 more move speed and 4 more melee damage. buy a Thief Dagger, Saltwater, and Cyberball. Reroll. We'll take another black belt, even though obviously I still want to improve my luck. More XP gain is really good, and it's going to increase my healing significantly. I guess actually I checked my HP, and a lot of that was fake HP from the padding, so I do need to keep in mind that I'm going to lose health when I buy items. So I probably should be buying more maximum HP. So definitely not necessarily a mistake there, but a misidentification of what I was supposed to do. Making the right decision for the wrong reason is still bad. I'm going to take a leather vest here and sunglasses as well, and that should boost, yeah, that gets my crit chance almost to 100% with the level 4 Thief Daggers. So, what I'm saying is, rolling past that level 3 HP upgrade was still, I think, the right decision, because we still didn't really need maximum health. But I looked at my current health total and forgot that I had the padding, and that's where a lot of our health was coming from. And what you do not want to do is have false chains of reasoning, even if you then make the right decision anyways. So, important to identify when you've done that. It's very easy to say, well, I made the right decision regardless, so it doesn't matter if my reasoning was flawed, but that is a counterproductive way of looking at it. Yeah, I'll take the snail. It does cost me 3% damage, but lowering enemy movement speed will help against elites. We'll take some more regen here. Fishhook, of course, is going to be great. We get so much money on this character that we should be able to lock a lot of items. And obviously, community support is an incredible find for the Loud. There's going to be so many enemies on the field that this will give us a massive amount of attack speed. I'll take the Lost Duck, and I'll take the Goldfish just for fun. This is not typically an efficient item, but when you make this much money on a character, you can buy items like this pretty easily. I will, I think, buy the medal because I want to convert more of my padding HP into real HP, and these stats are all stats we really need, so even though it costs me some crit chance, buying the medal is still good. Actually, maybe because we have Fishhook, I should have bought the Cyclops Worm and locked the medal. Because we care about our crit chance, cursing the medal would have been really good, because not only would it increase all the stats that we want, it would also decrease the penalty on the stat that we care about as well. So I should have bought the Cyclops Worm, locked the medal instead, since we could only buy one of those anyways. Ball and Chain, even if I get it cursed, I don't think we'll buy it, because we want a lot more attack speed and we have a community support. So it will still restrict the attack speed of my weapons too much. So sometimes you can buy Ball and Chain when it's cursed, because it decreases the attack speed cap that you can have. Still haven't seen another Gobbler alien, so I don't know if it always just spawns one of them on wave 6, if more of them have spawned and I just haven't noticed them because they've been covered up by all the other enemies. If it's a rare spawn that only happens once every couple runs and we just happen to get lucky. Obviously, this content was just released and I haven't looked at the code or anything for it, so we don't have a good sense of how this enemy works yet. It's also very possible that more have spawned and I just haven't seen them because we're playing the Loud and everything is so chaotic. Another seashell? Come on, game. Stop taunting me. I will take the wheat, though, just more harvesting, and then armor is exactly what we need here, so we'll take 3 armor. We'll take 10 luck, because that also gives us a bunch of percent damage, although I do want more dodge, but I think that the luck is more important. We have triple pearl. Take the Dangerous Bunny here, Claw Tree, and Cyclops Worm. We'll do a reroll. Metal Detector, definitely. When it's cursed, we'll take a Whistle as well. Do a reroll. Another Baby Squid should be very good. We should get a lot of regen off that as well. take a butterfly and a fin, even though that costs me luck and puts me below a multiple of 10, so it actually cost us 3% damage there. The move speed gave us 10% damage back from the power generator, and we also want lifesteal. Reroll, buy a Thief Dagger here. I'll take a Cursed Cog, not because we care about the stats, but because more curse is just good. And then let's see if we can get a Cursed Crown. That will, I guess, maybe give us positive harvesting gain on the Loud, even with this little harvesting. And then I'll buy a Whetstone. I thought I would be able to reroll and try to lock more items. We haven't gotten a lot of value out of the Fishhook, but Fishhook is not at its best in 20 levels of play, even on a really high economy character like this. One thing that that you'll see a lot with Fishhook is people get too excited about trying to lock specific items for the Fishhook. Like they'll float a weapon for several waves rather than just upgrading their weapon, or lock a specific item in order to try to get the really good cursed version of it. Usually it's better to just buy good items and lock whatever's left over in your shop when you're done shopping. And then you get free value from the Fishhook instead of paying for value from the Fishhook. By not buying stuff. So it's important to manage your expectations with that item and get the value that it's supposed to give you rather than going for the maximum value. Obviously, if you get lucky, then the maximum value is good, but most of the time you'll just make your game harder by doing that. We did get the Cursed Crown, though. That's pretty fun. And 15% harvesting gain, that's a pretty good roll on the Cursed Crown. Roll here. 50% more XP gain, I'll definitely take. And then I'm going to buy Banner, and I'm also going to buy Small Magazine. It does cost me 6% damage, but we have only 20% attack speed, so 10% attack speed is so much more valuable than that damage. Go ahead and combine, buy a Thief Dagger, we'll buy a Spyglass as well. This character is going to be still just re-rolling a ton, so buying Spyglass should pay off on this character pretty well. I'll lock a Diploma, because especially if I get it cursed, we could get a lot of value from that. So now our damage should be high enough that we should be able to kill the elite really fast and not have to worry about it at all like we did last time. And then we can just focus on farming the rest of the wave. We did kill an enemy with a ranged weapon there, so that pufferfish either was killed by a turret or burned from our scared sausage or was popped by our cyber ball or something, because if you kill them with a melee weapon, they don't generate the projectiles, but that pufferfish exploded into projectiles, so that's one kill that we got with something that wasn't a Thief Dagger, costing me a fraction of a material. We might not survive. I should have run down to that big group of enemies down there. I'll take the Cursed Heavy Bullets. The ranged damage, of course, is useless, but 18% damage is good. 15 range isn't terrible, and while it comes at the cost of stats we want, it's plus 8 curse as well. Decomposing Flesh I will take. This should give us a decent amount of extra lifesteal, and we will definitely take Retrimation's Hoodie for a ton of extra attack speed. Pick up some melee damage here and some movement speed, and then I'll still buy the sunglasses. It will put me over 100% crit chance for my level 4 Thief Daggers, but the other ones, it will help out. And then we'll roll here, take another baby squid, roll again. Capping my max HP at 64, so it'll actually be less than 64. Because it will cap at the new value after we've spent 200 materials, and that will lower our max HP, and then the handcuffs will cap at that value because we have the padding. So I'm actually going to lock the handcuffs, and we'll try to boost our max HP, or even just buy it when we have more money, because since we have padding, we'll have a higher maximum HP value when we come back into the shop next wave. I do still want the handcuffs, but locking it yeah, 57 or so HP is just very slightly on the low end. Want to have around 80 HP or so. All right, where are the Gobblers? Seeing a lot of curse aliens, which of course we're very happy to see. But we're here to look for the new enemy, so very rude of the game not to give me more of them. Yeah, I'll take more XP gain. At this point, it's not that valuable because we have 186% already, but it's kind of fun just seeing how much experience we can get. And then I've got 32 regen. Let me take 20 luck. That boosts our damage, and then also is going to boost our chance of finding higher level stats. Here I'm going to take 6 max HP because we're about to buy the handcuffs, and then I'm going to buy the handcuffs before I buy anything else, and you can see... Oh, it actually... They changed that. Okay, so they changed it so it caps at the listed value. I don't know when that change was made. It used to be that when you bought handcuffs, when you had padding, it would cap at 88 out of 90... it would cap at 88 rather than 93. But that has apparently been changed at some point. I don't know when that was changed. But that's a great change, that it actually caps at the value listed on the item instead of the new value after you buy the item. We'll take a Thief Dagger, Gentle Alien. I'll buy Starfish. It's a little dangerous going into an elite wave, of course, but our character's really strong, and of course we just want as much money as possible at this point. Peacock I am going to wait one wave on, but I will still buy it, and we'll lock the Barnacle, see if we can get that cursed, buy a Tentacle roll here. Frozen Heart, sure, I will lock that, and Small Magazine I'll lock as well. I will definitely buy it if it gets cursed, and even if it doesn't, it's still worth buying for attack speed. We've obviously fixed our attack speed a lot, but I still want to boost my attack speed as much as I can. Kill the elite there almost instantly. Oh, I think that was a Gobbler. Someone's gonna have to go back in frame advance. I think under one of those enemies that we just killed up in the top right corner there was a Gobbler hiding. I could just be hallucinating because I want it to show up. Bloody Hand. Yep, we've got 20 lifesteal, so the Bloody Hand is going to be a huge amount of additional damage. We've got Ice Cube because we have Scared Sausage, so that'll boost the damage to various enemies. And yep, we'll keep taking all this stuff. A Cursed Metal, awesome. So you can see why Metal would have been so good to lock earlier if we had gotten it cursed, because cursing Metal is just one of the most efficient items. You get boosts on 4 different stats, and it decreases the reduction of a stat you probably care about as well. Take the Baby Gecko here, Riposte, and reroll. Gonna reroll again. I'm looking for, yeah, Armor is the stat that we really need the most. We're over HP cap. I'm not sure how much of that is fake padding HP, but I still don't think we need to take health here. I'll just take 8% damage, and then I'll roll again. We got so many levels. Roll again, we'll take 3% lifesteal. Nothing got cursed. Classic fishhooks. But Barnacle will still probably pay off even in only 2 waves, because I'm buying the Peacock as well. Roll again, take a Mouse here, and Blood Leech and Penguin, and roll again. I'll lock the Adrenaline, lock the Tree. Sure, we'll lock the Bowler Hat. Actually, Wandering Bot is probably worth locking as well, because it gives you additional move speed when it gets cursed, and that's very powerful, of course, because we have a power generator. So now we just sort of zoom around the map, killing everything. I do still have to be a little careful. We have Peacock this wave, and we have a Starfish. So enemies do a lot of damage. You saw there that my health went down pretty rapidly when I took some hits. We healed it back up almost immediately, but it doesn't take that many hits from like a cursed, buffed pufferfish or something to take me out at this point. So I do need to be at least a little aware of where I'm moving. I wouldn't say careful, because I'm certainly not being careful, but I can't just be paying no attention at all. I will recycle the barricade here. 123 materials is just a lot. We'll take the Blood Leech, we'll take Mastery, we'll take Propeller Hat. 16% dodge gets us nearly to dodge cap. I'll take some more regen, and I'll reroll here. We'll take 20 luck as well. Adrenaline, almost at dodge cap as well. I'm not going to buy Wandering Bot when it didn't get cursed. We will take a Thief Dagger and an Insanity, and then roll. Sad Tomato, yes. Black Belt, sure, why not? We'll get even more levels. Obviously, the Black Belt is not going to give me additional levels, but it is just kind of fun that we have so much XP gain at this point. Take another Insanity here, and now... Actually, I didn't need the 2 Insanities, because my weapons were already critting 100% of the time, so... Slight error there, but of course, at this point, we're kind of on autopilot, because the character is so powerful. And wave 19, you can see just how much money we're making. This is where things just get so satisfying when you're playing the Loud. Look at the number of crates we have as well. Take a tree, sure, we'll just buy all these items. Eye surgery we don't need, I guess that's more damage. Recycle this, we'll take a mouse, recycle, take a shady potion. We'll take the claw tree, and we'll take 4 armor here, some lifesteal, some more armor, some more regen, and we'll buy a couple more items. Goldfish, that's going to be a fun one, because we'll maybe get some level 4 items, and then we'll reroll. We would lose all our regeneration if we bought Estee's Couch. I could buy the Explosive Turret as well as a level 4 item. I just don't think it'll do anything, so I'm going to roll past it. And this is where Goldfish often is not that impressive, is when you roll, you get maybe a level 3 item that you aren't super interested in, and a level 4 item that you don't want, and then you just spent 60 materials on the Goldfish and it did nothing. And that's a very common outcome for that item. I will take the Rip and Tear. We have overbought crit chance, so we can still reduce our crit chance, and that's fine. Take the extra Riposte. We will go ahead and combine and buy another Thief Dagger. Somehow have not found max weapon levels in this run, which is pretty unusual. For the Loud, we are still only on some level 3 Thief Daggers. Also didn't find any cursed daggers, even though we have 100 curse, but somehow, again, I think we'll muddle through. We wait until we can find the elites, and then just go stand on them until they die. I walked up to it and just took my hand off the keyboard. And there we go. So that's the Loud. We did manage to find the new enemy once. It did die incredibly quickly, so it did not manage to gobble any of our materials, but it does look pretty cool, and I'm excited to see how it affects the game. In particular, I think it'll be really interesting when you're playing a low damage run that has trouble killing it, because it could end up stealing a lot of your materials if you're playing something that has difficulty taking it out. Pacifists won't have a problem with it because their money doesn't come from materials on the ground, but there's a lot of runs when you do challenge runs like I do, where you end up being unable to kill certain high health enemies, and the Gobbler could be very difficult for those runs where you're running away so you can't easily pick up materials, and it's stealing them and you won't be able to kill it to get them back. Looking at this run, we had 1260 saved from the coupon. We got huge amounts of healing from the cute monkeys. Yeah, 337 is ridiculous healing. 15 treasure map items, 28 extra. Wow, our bone dice were terrible. Pretty bad ratio on the bone dice there. We got 289 healing from our tentacles. The thief daggers gave us 1100, 900, 350. Only 150 on this one, but I think it was new. And then this one was new. It only gave us 1 in the last wave. 47 extra regen from the baby squids. Pretty ridiculous as well. Actually did 7,400 damage on the scared sausage, which isn't bad, given that it was... we had negative elemental damage for a lot of that time. 61k on the Cyberball, 50k on Alien Eyes. We ended up with very positive harvesting because of this Cursed Crown also, which is kind of fun as well. Spyglass barely paid for itself at 126, even on this run, which again is why this item is so disappointing so frequently. But we got 7 levels worth of bonus stats from our Barnacle, and 1 HP recovered from Adrenaline, so really putting in the work there. Alright, my friends, hope you've enjoyed this look at the new enemy, and I am very excited for more new patches to come and to see what they're going to add to the game. As always, of course, if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, my friends. I'll catch you next time.